to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with a prayer. Dear Lord, watch over all who are good-hearted and sincere, even if they often do not understand you. Protect them and let your kingdom come so that your will is carried out more and more by many who feel compelled to seek for you and for goodness and truth, which is your will. Amen.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Is anyone in the audience have a public comment they'd like to make for an item on the agenda? Okay, great. Thank you. Moving on to item number 2 for the financials. On April 15th, I executed an appropriations transfer from the Commissioners and Job and Family Services to move money into the unemployment accounts of the Building Department and JFS to transfer the cash necessary to make a payment by the end of the month. I also executed a cash transfer from JFS from their Children's Services Fund to Public Assistance, Family First, and the General Fund Prosecutor's Office revenue accounts. And that's all for the financials.
Thank you.
Item number 3. On April 20th, I approved and executed for the Department of Water Resources the service contract with Midwest Tank Management to perform GS submersible mixer replacement at the Services Center Water Tower and as-needed inspections and repair services at both the Services Center and Bainbridge Water Towers for the department for a 1-year period, effective April 20th, 2026, in an amount not to exceed $8,750. And that's all.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. Morning. Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include reversals and reissued cash transfers from the Commissioners and JFS from 4/7/26 that were not entered correctly. There's also cash transfers from the Juvenile Probate Court, JFS, and the Building Department General Fund unemployment accounts to the Unemployment Compensation Fund. There are purchase orders from the Commissioners to Chardon Municipal Court, Fairmount Center for the Arts, and the Red Tulip Project of Geauga in preparation for the distribution of approved opioid remediation funds for 2026. There are also travels from the Auditor's Office to attend the Auditors Association of Ohio Summer Conference in Columbus, Ohio, and from the Common Pleas Court to attend the Ohio Common Pleas Judges Association Summer Conference in Mason, Ohio. There's also an encumbrance increase from the Commissioner's Office to Corsa to prepare to pay the county's annual insurance coverage bill. Among the vouchers are $72,622 from the Commissioners to Brilliant Electric Sign Company Limited for labor, equipment, materials, permits, and management to place signage at various county office locations. $68,771.54 from the Maintenance Department to Kenneth A. Roddick for the county barn roof replacement, and $48,717 from Maintenance Department to Train for the installation of a new building heating, ventilation, and air conditioning automation system at the Safety Center.
I move to approve the financials.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
And the next item on the agenda here is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the request for partial payment number 33 for Infinity Construction Company Incorporated for the Geauga County Courthouse Expansion GMP Phase 1 and 2. Partial, this is not a partial release of retainage, so I'm sorry. I reused this. It is just it's just a regular pay request. Okay, so I apologize for that.
About the release of retainage. Yeah. So maybe my question will be quickly.
Yes, it is. It is. This is just a regular pay request. So I apologize for that oversight.
So that and partial release of retainage should be X'd out.
Yes.
Partial release of retainage, it would be for expenses.
Yeah, it's just regular. It's just a regular pay request.
In the amount of $35,306.18.
So so what I was going to ask was how much retainage is left, but this will not.
No, this will not affect what's left right now. No.
Okay.
says balance to finish plus retained is 702, 368.01.
That's what, I saw that and I couldn't figure out, I couldn't do the math so that it made sense.
That's my fault. I reused the request form and didn't modify it from the last one I used.
It's all good.
so-
I was just
That's my
questioning my
fault.
math skills, so I'll move to approve 5 as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I have item number 6. The probate juvenile court is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the amendment form / fiscal accountability attachment A, page 2, to amend the FY26 Department of Youth Services reclaim grant to amend the budget allocations based on fiscal year to date expenditures to ensure necessary funding available for the remainder of the grant period. So I spent some time this week talking with juvenile probate court. So the additional allocations that they're asking for total $28,980, and they're sourced from approximately $89,000 in grant funding that's currently unallocated, which would leave about $59,000 unallocated, which can be carried forward into FY27, which would start on July 1st if it's unspent. The $28,980 is broken down, itemized in the following way. Family Life Improvement Program, known as FLIP, is $1,000 for hospitalization. There was a premium increase. The second item is juvenile probation, $6,000, hospitalization, premium increase. The third one is intensive monitoring for $1,980. And the fourth one is for screening and assessments of $20,000.
I'll move to approve 6.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Good morning,
Morning, Linda.
Commissioners. Item number 7, Planning Commission is requesting the board approve and execute the final plat for Maple Ridge subdivision, replat of sublet 6 and 7, creating sublet 7R. It's in Auburn Township. This was approved at the April 14th Planning Commission meeting. It's pretty straightforward. Total acres is going to be just over 4 acres at 4.08, and the lots are located on Chanticleer Court. So the Planning Commission is requesting approval of the replat.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Thank you.
Morning, Dan.
Morning. There's Steve. Dan Spada, Building Department. Building Department is here requesting the board accept, approve, and execute the agreement with F&B Engineering to incorporated to provide the required professional plan review services for the period of May 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2029 at the rate of $140 per hour for 2026, $150 per hour for 2027, $160 for 2028, and $170 for 2029.
And these rates were in line with the other
Yes.
providers?
Yeah, and then the contract is shifted so that it ends at the same date as all the other ones too, so.
Makes sense. I'll move to approve 8.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye. Sorry.
DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
No dog today?
No, I just was cleaning, and we only have still Utopia, the one dog, and it's just been crazy with lack of staff. So no dogs today.
That's all right.
I don't have my agenda.
You have 9, 10, is it? Oh, you took it. Oh, here.
You want me just to say it? Yeah. Or do I gotta read them?
You're 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
Glasses on.
I was just told to hurry up. Oh, I do need glasses, that's for sure. Matt, Geauga Dog Warden, to request the board to approve the increase of number of positions from part-time attendant from 2 to 3. And I'm going to continue to go on just so we can have them all. Dog Warden requesting the board to revise the organization chart if the position is requested, and then requesting the board to increase the current part-time position for, I can't even see this, so, to request another part-time position. So what it is we lost one employee. She did 24 hours of work. She was doing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're having trouble filling that position because Sundays is just a difficult thing. One of the people that did request to be hired is someone who can only work Sundays, and actually worked for me for 9 years, is a certified vet tech, so I can do some vaccinations, or they can do vaccinations. They already know our job. So basically what this organization is not any increase of any funding, increase of any staff, is just have her work 8 hours and then still look for someone for the other 16. So it's no increase whatsoever. It's just to help us. And with 3 part-timers, with vacations, we'll be able to do more with our job on that as far as moving around.
Seems like a good solution to the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get someone to come in on Sundays. She wants to come in on Sundays. She works, but she was a valuable employee when she was here, so.
Christy, we can't do these in a batch, right? We got to do them one after
No, do you
another.
got to do it?
9 and 10, you could probably do together, 11, and then I would do 12 separate.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 I left separate.
So
Just
9 and 10 you can do
All right, so I'll make a motion to approve 9 and 10.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
So number 11 is to increase the advertising of our current, we're looking for 1 part-timer to 2 part-timers.
So I'll move to approve 11.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And then number 12 is the request to hire Andrea Ballas. Like I said, she worked for me from 2008 to 17, has worked at veterinarian offices. Since then is willing to come back and do part-time for us, which is a great asset for us.
I'll move to approve 12.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And Matt, before you go, could you talk a little bit about Avery's Law that recently went into play and how that's been impacting the county and your operations?
I might be a while, Scott, sorry. No, I'm kidding. It was a joke. He said, hurry up. No, great question. Avery's Law has changed a lot of things in the past month, and I haven't come to you, to the board yet, for approval, is that the code numbers have all changed. Now a dog that bites another dog can be deemed nuisance. So there's a lot of intricacies in the law, and because there's no case law yet, we are still trying to figure out everything that needs to be done. Prosecutor's office and the prosecutors at the municipal courts have been very helpful, so we're trying to navigate through that. But a lot of people just don't understand that it creates more of a protection. There was a lot of dog bites that people are calling me currently, that past dog bites, that maybe those dogs would have been put to sleep under the new law, but they're not, and they still exist. And some people just have a problem with that, like, oh, we don't want more dogs to be put to sleep. And it's not really putting to sleep more dogs. It's getting some of these dogs that people are not allowing and allowing to attack people. And we know it, we see it. So this law is a very difficult law for us to just wrap our heads around and then try to administer it. Like anything government, they change the law and then we gotta, on the grounds, figure out how we're gonna implement it. Awesome, thank you. Thanks.
For the first item, I did want to pass out some visuals. Help, conversation.
Thanks, Charles.
Charles T. Maintenance Department. I have the next 4 items on the agenda. The first one is a change order for the Safety Center parking lot. There's two changes on this request. The first one is, if you look at the photos that I just handed you, there is a concrete, what I'm going to call parking bay along the sidewalk there. And when we initially looked at the project, we talked about replacing it, not replacing it. The decision was made back then to not include it in the bid package. As we excavated around the area and we looked at it closer, it looks like it probably is in need of repair. So we are recommending that we go ahead and replace it at this time. The cost to replace that is estimated to be, looking at page 2, the change order. Sorry, I think it's $24,356.12. The second change order on this is we are adding new parking spaces to the back of the lot for the deputy parking. And with the rain and the weather over the past few weeks, the backfill has not compacted, and it has not passed the proof roll test twice. So we are letting it sit for about a week, but we wanted to submit a potential change order. This is not definitive, but it is a potential one to add some geotextile fabric to it to really stiffen it up. We may not need that. We're going to give it another week, but after that, if we don't do something, we're probably going to delay the project, and that will end up costing more at the end of the day. So those are the two change orders. Let me read the motion here. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, increasing the contract with Ohio Paving and Construction Company Incorporated for the Geauga County Safety Center parking lot repave to replace existing concrete parking bay and sidewalk with the extended asphalt parking area and new sidewalk. Add geotextile fabric to stabilize subgrade for additional parking spaces on the north end of the Safety Center parking lot in the amount of $27,356.12 for a new fixed lump sum price amount of $875,038.77.
What is the parking bay? What's that used for?
They pull along the side, I believe right on the side of the building is a Wi-Fi, so they pull up right there and they download from the Wi-Fi.
Who does?
The deputies.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when they're out driving around, I'm assuming they pull up and they do all their downloading and
Okay,
so forth.
I got you, like their paperwork or whatever needs to happen, okay. It was hard for me to like picture what is going on with the photo. I'll make a motion to approve 13.
Second. Any discussion? Call for a vote. Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is another change order, but it is an extension of a contract. So the Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, increasing the contract by extending the date of completion with Verdantis Architecture Incorporated for the Geauga County East Park Office Building Facility Condition Assessment Project by an additional 56 days through April 24th, 2026. We originally signed this contract I think it was November 13th of 25, and the original completion date was 2/27/26, and that's when we were supposed to get the report. They got off to a late start. Part of it was due to the county because we had them working on the roof upgrade project at the annex, and part of it was due to once we were able to release them to work on the project around mid-January, the structural engineer, which had been lined up, was a few weeks out. So those two items caused us to push out the date to 4/24. So we are expecting the final report on 4/24, but we do need to extend the contract to that date.
Okay. And we think they can get it done in 3 days.
I have asked them multiple times, and
That makes me nervous.
they have committed to that date. They
Okay.
feel very confident with the date.
And then the other thing I was going to ask, it looks like they didn't reach out until the beginning of this month to ask for the extension, even though they were supposed to be done by February. Were they at least in communication with you before that?
They
or-
had been, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's what I was hoping.
yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve 14.
Second. Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, item number 15, is another change order. This is the Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, increasing the professional services agreement with Verdantis Architecture Incorporated for the Geauga County Safety Center Visitation Room Alteration Project for the redesign of the masonry wall foundation due to unknown conduits discovered under the slab in the amount of $1,933.43 and to extend the date of completion by 212 days through April 30th, 2026. So basically, this was the change that when we opened up the slab, we found some conduits under there. They had to do the redesign work. Frankly, they had just been so busy, they had not submitted the change order request, although they did the work. And you'll see that I have attached all of the redesign work that they did. They actually did 2 phases of redesign. One was to do a wall shift. And if you look at the first photo that I had included in that, you'll see 4 white pipes coming from the ceiling there. Those white pipes were not on the drawing, so the wall was supposed to go right up through where the pipes are at. So we had to shift the wall over to go between the pipe and the joist. And then the second change order, of course, was the conduits that were found in the floor. We had to redesign the foundation. So that's the 2 areas of redesign that they did.
I was going to ask, because I thought we approved the change order to actually do this work.
That was the
Okay,
contractor.
already.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, so we approved the contractor,
Right.
that Gov Trust or
Right.
whatever, right? But so we just didn't do the architect at this point. So I'll move to approve 15.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay, and the last item I have on the agenda is a bid award, and it is for the annex roof upgrade project. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board award the bid to Architectural Siding, Trim, and Roofing Incorporated, A-Star, for the Geauga County Courthouse Annex Roof Upgrade Project in the amount of $496,604.60. That is $432,604.60 for the base bid, and then $64,000 of owner's contingency, as they represent the lowest and best bid.
And what was our estimate for this project?
Our estimate was $687,000.
All right.
Right, so this was a significant savings.
All right, I move to approve 16.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Rob Weigel, Maintenance Department. I have item number 18 on the agenda here. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the agreement with the Geauga County Maple Festival Incorporated to utilize the southern end of the 100 Short Court parcel during the Maple Festival for the period of April 23rd, 2026 through April 27th, 2026 for the location and operation of food vendors, festival vendor operation, games of skill and/or rides during the event.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Morning.
Kathy Hostetler, Commissioner's Office. I'm here to talk about a little bit here with the Public Service Recognition Week. That is May 3rd. It's the first full week in May, May 3rd to May 9th. We do this every year. The commissioners sometimes approve also to give each department the approval to spend a certain amount of money per employee during that week, however they choose. A $15 usually is what they decide. So I'm here to present that today.
I'll move to approve 18.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Thank you, Kathy.
Good morning. Megan Erickson, Commissioner's Office. I'm presenting 19 and 20 on the agenda. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the agreement with Smooth Rider LLC to provide a minimum of 200 20-ounce healthy fruit smoothies at a cost of $10 per smoothie via the Smooth Rider Smoothie Food Truck on May 7th, 2026 during the Geauga County Employee Health and Wellness Expo for a total number of smoothies not to exceed 400 and a not to exceed amount of $4,000. This will be covered by the Subco Wellness Grant.
Megan, how else could we use the Subco Wellness Grant?
Lots of different ways. I mean, we got $15,900, I believe, in wellness grant money, which we're working on a couple different projects to use that.
Okay, yeah,
This has just always been the main juxt of what it goes to, and I'd like to use more of the money, going forward.
Yeah, I would just like to see the grant used in a way that would benefit the long-term health of
Right.
our employees rather than giving them a smoothie with 100 grams of sugar.
Yeah, I know. I agree. The expo has always just kind of coincided with the Public Service Recognition Week, and so this has always just kind of been a treat and a lure to get people to come to the expo and
Okay,
expose them.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering, if we could use it, can we subsidize people's gym memberships? Can we have some sort of like fitness challenge, where you get so many steps in the month of April, or what
I mean,
sort of...
those are offered, those challenges, those come through Anthem, and those, if you do step challenges, they also come with a monetary reward of
Yeah,
like $25.
I do those too, but I just wonder what we could do in the county,
Right.
to promote actual health and wellness. I'll make a motion to approve 19.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri? Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Item number 20, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the agreement with Ubuntu Wellness LLC to provide 2 chair massage stations on May 7th, 2026 during the Geauga County Employee Health and Wellness Expo at a cost of $120 per hour per massage chair therapist for the total sum not to exceed $1,200. This will be covered by the Subco Wellness Grant.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Aye.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll read item 21. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board discuss the county property of approximately 19.9199 acres situated on Autumn Ridge Drive, permanent parcel number 21-703265, located in Munson Township, and further to approve and execute the conservation easement agreement. Hi, Carmela.
Hello, Carmela, Geauga Soil.
Hi, Carmela.
Hello. So, let's see. Do you want to discuss the,
21.
Well, I'll start it off. Well, we're getting our bearings,
Okay,
which is,
21.
the question I had was, like, why do we have this property at all?
Okay.
Because it doesn't seem like it benefits
Mm-hmm.
the Commissioner's Office. And it's, Christy and I dug up the deed, and it looks like it was given to the county.
Correct.
And part of that was that we were supposed to, at that time, when it was given 20 years ago or whatever, we were
Yes.
supposed to execute a conservation easement.
Correct.
And that, for whatever reason, did not happen.
Correct.
And so we are trying to make it right at this point. Is that,
You've summed it
Okay.
up. Exactly, yeah, it was a donation, and the donation was done because the developer at the time that built the subdivision, as part of his U.S. Army Corps requirement for wetland impacts, he had to do some mitigation.
Okay.
And to compensate for that mitigation, the Army Corps agreed to allow him to donate it to the county commissioners with the stipulation that it would be protected and have an easement on it. So that's all. I mean, you summed it up already.
because my question was, I mean, I just know once these things get in there, they're difficult to
Yeah.
unwind. So I wanted to make sure we
Yeah,
had to do it.
purely
It
because
seems like we have to
yeah,
do
it was
it,
yeah,
so.
it was a not a typical thing that we see, but at that time in 2009 or 2006, I can't remember which year it was, that was when the developer had to do this for mitigation, and at the time the commissioner says, yeah, we'll accept it, and for him to meet his requirement for mitigation.
Okay, I'll move to
But it was a
approve,
sublot in the back of the subdivision,
Yeah.
and a cul-de-sac too.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it would make sense just to like keep that property with one of the other properties rather than it belong to the county, but
Yeah, I think they
I
look
wasn't
at
the
it,
decision maker
they
back
look
then,
at it
so.
as if it gets split amongst private property owners, it's more likely to be impacted, and the east branch of the Chagrin runs through that property and connects to a lot of other protected properties down there. And once you put more property owners are attached to it, it's more to monitor and ensure that it doesn't get impacted.
I see. I'll move to
Makes
approve
sense.
21.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spudler. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
Okay, item number 22, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve the placement of no trespassing signs pursuant to ORC 4519.48 and the conservation easement on permanent parcel number 21-703265, approximately 19.9199 acres, situated on Autumn Ridge Drive, located in Munson Township. So there's been, and Carmela can attest to this, so I walked the parcel on a field trip with Soil and Water to get actual eyes on, the trespassing that was occurring there. It is there. There are trails. We also had EMA use the drones to fly over the parcel just to confirm, what we can see from an aerial standpoint. So I know Carmela and Soil and Water has gotten multiple phone calls from surrounding neighbors that it basically is audible because of the way it's situated. It's kind of down,
In a valley.
down, so it echoes and you can hear the trespassing. And so we also talked to the sheriff to let the sheriff know regarding the trespassing. So this agenda item is essentially just to place, now that it is a conservation easement, allowing us to work through maintenance to put signs up on the property as sort of an initial enforcement against the trespassing that's occurring.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to add anything, Carmela.
Yeah, I mean, there was, we had gotten numerous calls about a lot of dirt bikes, four-wheelers, what have you, traversing the property. I would also suggest, I know you're working on all the trespassing signs, but maybe even have a letter from the county commissioners to the adjacent property owners of the county property. Just let them know, the county owns this property. It isn't a public park. That, to remain, you can't access you cannot go on the property without permission. So it might be good just to, make them all aware, whoever's adjoining the property and adjacent to it.
Make a stronger statement then.
Yeah, just that they know that you have this property and it's being monitored.
And are we able to see, obviously we won't say who, but which property the dirt bikes and so forth are coming from?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. And we talked about a lot of different methods for enforcing the no trespassing, everything from trail cams to signage. I mean, signage is kind of a passive effort, right? Up to and including a letter. And then also, like I said, making the sheriff aware of the parcel where it's located. If residents would like to call, directly to the sheriff and make a complaint, if they hear it, it kind of bypasses us, especially if it's on a weekend and we're not here. They can try to catch the violators at that time.
Yes. I'll move to approve 22.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for my.
Item number 23. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the County Prosecutor pursuant to Resolution 25-170 approved on August 28, 2025, to execute and submit on behalf of the county the required documents to participate in the 6th Remnant Defendants Settlement Agreement, RDSA, as part of the ongoing national prescription opioid litigation, and the prosecutor shall continue to have general ongoing authority under the resolution to execute any documents on behalf of the board related to any opioid litigation involving the county.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
The next one is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board amend the motion from April 7, 2026 that read schedule a work session on Thursday, April 23rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. to be held in the County Office Building, Room B303 Chardon, to now read schedule a special meeting at 9 a.m. on Thursday, April 23rd, 2026 to be held in the County Office Building, Room B303 that will include a work session with the building department.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Yes.
Number 25, I do not have any items for board discussion unless you do. Okay. Okay, moving on to item number 26. Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name and township or municipality, and you'll have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and are kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct.
Way in the back. Lady had her hand right there. Go ahead. We have a microphone up front here. This one, yeah, please.
Good morning. My name is Jody Danko. I live in Hampden Township. I have been a resident of Geauga County for 37 years. In all that time, I have never worried so much about the direction of this county until this last couple of years. You, Mr. Dvorak, with your cohorts, Ms. Brakey and Mr. Walder, are tearing this county apart. Our residents should remember the disdainful stunt you pulled with the dog warden's office last year. Now, a second stunt pulled with your appalling, underhanded management of Geauga County's representation in Nowaka. They say bad things come in threes. You and Ms. Brakey have nearly erased public comment time at your commissioners' meetings. These voices that you are silencing belong to some of the people that elected you. Shouldn't you be listening to them? I think people would like to be heard more than see you and Ms. Brakey posing for another photo op. 3 strikes, you're out. You should have resigned after the dog warden debacle. You are not fit to lead our county, and you should resign now. Thank you very much.
John?
John Cochee, Airwolf Aerospace. I've made 4 attempts to get on the agenda to discuss airport business from the business community. I've been given the runaround. First I need a week's notice. Then I need to talk to the county administrator. Then there's no time to welcome me to speak to the public, come to the public forum. I said no. I continually sent a request in 4 times to be placed on the agenda with 0 response from your office. Your office is either incompetent or following directions by you, Mr. Dvorak. Based on what I see, and this being an election year and you being the head of the commissioners, these must be your minions following your orders. You typically wear your red, white, and blue tie, giving the illusion that you respect the Constitution and abide by the most basic American principle of freedom of speech. Your actions are just like what I see with Putin and all the other dictators around the globe. Silence those who speak out against you. Limit access by changing rules. Absolute nonsense, allowing 5 people being allowed a whopping 2 minutes. Oh, I guess you changed to 3 minutes. Oh, another minute. Wow. Mighty white of you. To speak is a clear example of limiting free speech. And yet you actually can say with a straight face, you're welcome public feedback. I call BS. While you attempt to portray yourself as a leader, anyone with a brain cell can see your absolute dysfunction in the commissioner's office. Your body language between 2 of your commissioners says it all, and your history of your time in their office documents your actions and poor decisions. I'm also asking you to resign and let somebody far more qualified to take your place, but I doubt you'll do that. I get it. Intelligence is not a requirement for running for public office. Stupid people run for re-election all the time. I think the citizens of Geauga County can do far better than the people currently running this county. I, for one, will do everything in my power to help elect and bring new blood to this office and get rid of the incompetent deadwood, which, Mr. Dvorak, you represent. If you disagree with what I say, then prove it. Put me on the next agenda so I can once again reinforce how important the Geauga County Airport is to the community.
Thank you. Anybody else in the back over here?
I've never done this. You need what, name and address? Or?
Name and township.
Okay. Bill Coons, South Russell Village. I came to give you all a compliment. The Northeast Ohio Properties Magazine is just out. I don't know if any of you have seen it yet, but it's got, I think, 8 pages on expanding justice on your courthouse. I just wanted to say, I know I've never been here before, but obviously you take some abuse. So compliments to you for what you did here. It's probably really tough to do this, and there's probably a lot of people are unhappy. Second thing, I'm a big supporter of NOACA, and at the Geauga County Township Association meeting, I spoke up. In South Russell, for example, cars are going 35 miles an hour, there's a 4-inch white stripe, and there are people walking, biking, running. And we got money from NOACA to take care of this. But on the third thing right now, as I said, I've never been here before, but I've known Jim Dvorak for many years. And to hear what was just said, it's unbelievable. And I know you all have probably getting it from all different points of view. I deal with Jim through Rotary, with the Red Tulip, with the special needs fishing event. He's just been a wonderful guy. I'm glad you're the commissioner. I'm glad you're running, and I wish you the best of luck. I have never seen the sign that was just mentioned about you, that side of you. I'm sorry that all of you have been taking some abuse from time to time over the years. I'll leave the magazine here, and I wish you all good luck. Thank you. Can I leave this up here? Sure. All right, thanks. All right.
Thank you.
You're done.
Any other public comments? Ben?
Let's pass out these documents before I start to talk. Amy, don't put that on 3 minutes until the documents are passed out, please.
Noel Howard, go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
My name's Howard, South Russell Village. Mayor Coombs knows who I am, right, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I've talked to your village before.
Yes.
I'll be back someday too. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm talking about NOACA today because they promised us how much money? South Russell Village?
In 2023.
Where's it in document?
2023, they gave us almost $2 million.
Where was the documentation on it?
It's be with the agenda.
Where was it used?
The minutes.
Where was the money used?
The money has not been spent yet.
Here, I'll be over to do some meeting there. If he's passed out. Maybe put that back on 3, please. Who came up with this document? Who? Anybody in this room come up with this document? It says Geauga County. Who in Geauga County would come up with this document? We pay this year $34,000 a year. We got $1 million back. They collect between $30 and $40 million a year in gas tax. And we got $1 million back. Does anybody know? Adrian, do you have any record of any gas tax money coming back into Geauga County?
I don't see that, so.
Why not?
I do not.
Why not?
It's generally that goes through the engineer's office, so they're the ones that track.
The engineers are part of Geauga
NOACA.
Commissioners, aren't they?
He's his own separate elected
Who
official.
audits the engineer's office?
The county auditor pays his bills and the state auditor audits the records.
And the commissioners who they don't have any attention, who you don't pay any attention to it at all?
No, I'm not saying that we don't pay any attention to it, but.
You have no
we
record
didn't-
of it?
I don't know off the top of my head what the NOACA money is that the engineers get. Because it
Does
varies from
anybody
year
know?
to year.
Does anybody know?
I would imagine the engineer would know, sure.
Well, we need to bring them in someday. All right. One last thing is that nobody, this is nonsense. And somebody should pass these around so everybody can see it. If not, I can make more copies. We have here the bill grant for federal programs. And the Amish supposedly have received money for their buggy trails and stuff. How many Amish schools do we have here in this county? How many have buggy paths in front of them? No money has been spent on the Amish in 5 years. And how much was ever spent on the Amish? Adrian, do we ever get any records of how much money was spent for the Amish? Who would have that record?
I'm not aware of anyone that would have that.
Are we aware of anything in this county? We certainly aren't aware of what, this is Grace Galucci is, when is she coming out to talk about this? It looks like she wrote it. Back on March 13th, I believe, she brought this up at a meeting downtown. Who was at that meeting downtown? I won't go to those meetings anymore because the elevator's broken. I can't walk up 10 flights of stairs. I'll be back next week when Grace is here, hopefully. Was Grace going to be here next week? Ralph?
I have no idea. I've tried to call
Hey,
and it
Carolyn, is Grace going to be here next week? Did you see her back in March at the meeting down in Cleveland?
I don't know which meeting you're referring to.
She was at the meeting, the trustee meeting. Were you there at the trustee meeting for NOACA
I believe so.
in March?
Oh, I
Was
think you're
Grace
talking about
there?
the Township Association.
Oh, the
meeting.
Township Association, yes.
No, not the township meeting, the one downtown on Superior in March. Trustee meeting for all of NOACA,
All of the board members.
which Ralph doesn't go to anymore.
Okay, you've exceeded your 3 minutes, and thank you for your
I'll be back
comments.
next week.
I appreciate
for 3
your
more
thoughts.
minutes. Thank you. Please pass out these documents. If you need more, let me know.
The elevator is working in NOACA, last I saw, so feel free to attend those meetings.
Anybody else for public comment? In the back, in the corner.
Morris Beveridge, Perry Village, Lake County. I happen to be one of those county commissioners. Good morning, commissioners. Yes, the elevator does work down at NOACA. I promise you I use it every time I go down to those meetings because I don't walk up 3 flights of
Are
stairs.
you from Geauga County?
I'm from Lake County, sir. I'm a county.
You say you're from Geauga County, the elevator is broken.
Okay. So at the offices of NOACA, the elevators do work. Just wanted to do a couple things on the NOACA conversation. I know I've spoke, I think probably all three of you guys and former board members. I've been a county commissioner in Lake County for about 16 months now or so. And when I got there, I started looking into NOACA, how the money's spent, where the money's spent. As a new commissioner that cares about finances, I cared about making sure that we were getting the most bang for our buck out of our participation in NOACA. I will say this. I think that the common ground that I don't dispute with some of the frustrations I've heard from all the commissioners is a lot of times the restrictions and the issues that go on in NOACA are placed on us by the federal level. And a lot of times to get the money out of the federal government and the gas taxes and all that stuff that comes in, unfortunately it goes through an MPO, it goes through an organization such as NOACA. Because of our representation in the population of NOACA, I think Lake County is like 10 or 11% of the overall regional population, and I'm not quite sure exactly where Geauga is, but it's less than that. All too often, as far as board votes go, you will see some things that disagree amongst the members. And as I said, a lot of the frustrations is with the federal government. There are things that can be cleaned up at the federal levels, et cetera, et cetera. I started looking into the opportunity of pulling out of NOACA and starting my own MPO, and what does that look like, and had conversations with other folks in Geauga County along those lines. And I will say this. I had a conversation at the U.S. Department of Transportation last year and raised this idea of why do I need to be in an MPO, et cetera, et cetera. And my takeaway was this. One, that MPOs are good for studies, getting studies done in this process and that. If you're going to go to a project and want to apply for millions of dollars, they want to make sure you've done your homework. And two is advocacy. Well, I can do my own advocacy. I don't need NOACA to help me with that. But from the financial standpoint, I will say at this point in time, I'm one commissioner. I don't speak on behalf of the board here today. But the research that I did said that there is no financial benefit to Lake County, specifically when it comes to partnering up with Geauga County. Geauga County has a less urbanized population than Lake County does, and we're less than Cuyahoga County. And there are some features that being part of NOACA allow NOACA dollars to be used all across Geauga County. So I know a lot of times the conversation, the frustrations with NOACA, I feel those, I experience those. But at this point in time, I don't think that there's any interest in Lake County to explore the opportunity to start a new MPO. So just wanted to come and echo some, hopefully answer some questions and clear some things up.
I guess if I could just make a quick comment. So I know that, my disappointment and disgust is with you directly is I know that you led the charge that instead of fighting NOACA on behalf of, I get it that you don't want to have Geauga as part of Lake County. But at the same time, I know that you were probably the point of that tip to eliminate my ability of being represented at NOACA by what you put forward. Instead of, you probably should have used your energy and efforts to try to get us so that we could have had full representation of our board and our engineer rather than have it. So I guess and take this however you want. Hopefully the climate changes down in Lake County that you could get put in the same position that I've been put in.
Yeah, and just so you know, I didn't want to get into the politics of each of the individuals.
It's not politics, it's the reality. You backdoored Geauga County and you backdoored me directly. So
I apologize if you think that. I did what was best for Lake County, so that had nothing to do with
look at it?
Once again, there's different ways to look at the situation. I wanted to have more control in Lake County over who we appointed and who represented Lake County down there. For us to go to 3 commissioners and an engineer, which would be 4 representations, it would increase the number of board total. And if we want to explore that opportunity, I'm more than happy to bring that up to the governance committee. Right now, quite honestly, we don't have all the people that are on that board showing up to those meetings.
And when that happened, before that whole situation happened, I personally came down to your meeting and asked you for support. And it obviously went on deaf ears.
Didn't want that fair, so I understand your frustrations in your county, and that's different needs than my frustrations in my county.
Sure.
And so I did what I felt was right for my county. And you will do what you feel is right for your county, and you have the ability to change the course of some of these decisions, as I understand.
And I don't think that we're on the same playing field with that, because I would support you and I would support Lake County to get dollars before Cuyahoga gets dollars in the amount that they're getting them. And when we have loss of representation and loss of volume on that board, our strength is your strength. But what you basically did is you diminished it even further for a vote where you've got your representation with your engineer. Every county has representation there, except for Geauga. We are the minority group of 3. And your efforts should have probably been to push for us to have another member on that board before you completely cut my legs off. So thanks for coming in.
I apologize if you thought that it was an affront to you or an issue with you. I made the decisions that I felt were best for my county. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. News reporter, go ahead.
Just because Mr. Beveridge, the Lake County Commissioner, is here, could you come back up? Could you, all of the commissioners, please talk about the data center that's coming to Perry and just what are you thinking is going to happen? I think that could obviously affect Geauga if there is a data center in Perry. So just what do you want to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's a great discussion. I think Lake County is working into that issue right now. Do you have any thoughts on the data
I'm
centers?
more than happy to answer any questions you guys have about the situation, but I've been fairly vocal with the media. I actually live in Perry Village, which is where the proposed data center is being talked about. I have said I have no issues with data centers per se, so long as they're not polluting my water. But that project at this time, at that location, I'm not a supporter of. But obviously, any questions that the Geauga County Commission, I don't know that it affects Geauga County at all, other than the fact that, you know.
I mean, our power rates are going to go up, but that's true if the data center goes in Perry
Doesn't
or
matter.
if it goes in Hamden Township or
Yeah,
wherever.
I can tell you right
I
now,
mean,
my frustrations
yeah.
is the Vistra Energy just struck a deal with Meta. And once again, that's great that we have more money coming into the energy generation. But as I understand it, we have an energy generation problem here in this state. And the deal that was struck with Vistra and Meta is that allows Meta to then take 100% of the power coming out of the Perry nuclear power plant starting in December of this year. So basically, that nuclear power plant and all the power it generates, 100% of that is coming offline as far as it going into the grid. So I don't understand how, if we have generation issues with power and electricity, taking an entire nuclear power plant off the grid benefits us as ratepayers in society. However, the hope is that then this money that comes in from Meta will allow Vistra to fast-track R&D development of new energy generation. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, right? And I don't think you can build an energy generation or a power plant as fast as you can in a data center. So.
Well, thank you for your comment on it, and if you want to talk to us after the meeting, that's great.
We have,
Could you just say your position on it?
Well, very cautious. I'm watching what the other counties are doing when they get into this, per se, crisis, and it's an important issue. We haven't really dug into it yet, so.
So do you know if you would say, if that came here, do you know if you would say yes or no, or, you know?
I would probably fight it, me personally, but this is,
I personally, I mean, I don't know what power the commissioners would have in that specific situation. It would, I mean, we'd have to, I guess, cross that bridge when we came to it, but those are often more of a city or a township level decision with zoning and so forth.
okay.
that concludes public comment,
That concludes public comment.
unless the commissioners would like to extend it to you.
If
No,
anyone
we're
else
good.
has, I mean, if anyone else has public comment,
We're
were
good.
there any hangers? I mean, I would vote to extend it if there was anyone else that wanted to talk.
We're good.
Okay. Item 27, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Spitaleri.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart.
Yes.
I have attending the Sheriff, Mark Jimison, Deputy County Administrator, Kathy Hofstetter, Megan Erickson, Adrian Gordon.
And Mr. Rowan. I think Mr. Rowan is going with you.
Chief Deputy Rowan.
Four?
And no action from executive session. Anything else, Amy?
No, that's all I have, thank you.
Chrissy?
Move to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.